In today's episode, we'll be seeing Parimal Mandir's Mangalpuja Premium Cup Sambrani. So it comes like this. It comes in a normal, cup Sambrani kind of a package. This is Parimal Mandir's Mangalpuja. I'd really been wanting to try this, and I got this from scenting-secrets.com. Of course, apply the code DJ7 to get a 7% additional discount. So this is what we have. It says Premium Cup Sambrani. On the back side, we have the directions to light this up, and on the front, we have it something like this. There are 12 cups, and there was one Sambrani stand, I think, which is a ceramic Sambrani stand. I don't know, I just kept it somewhere. So what I do is I usually use it in this. So I light this up. Why I'm not lighting this up at the moment is because it gives out a lot of smoke. So I light this and I place it in this. That's how I place it, and then I place it wherever I have to place it. So that is there. So that's the cup Sambrani that we're seeing. So this is what we're gonna see today in today's episode. So let's start it. Namaste all you fragrant people, and welcome to Om Incense Show with DJ, a show that helps you increase your incense quotient. So if you are an incense enthusiast, consider subscribing. So we have this Parimal Mandir's Mangalpuja, which comes in a packaging like this, and when you open, this is how you say it when you open this, and it says Mangalpuja Premium Cup Sambrani, and it has directions in some, I guess, Tamil, Telugu and some other languages, some other Indian languages. And then we have Mangalpuja Premium Cup Sambrani in Hindi on the other side. And then we have the address and stuff on the other, on the third side. So this is what we have. That's how the pack is. Usually the Cup Sambrani packs, that's how it is. And we have 12 cups in this. This is what the cup is like. It's black, so it's like coal based, and you have the Sambrani. It says natural benzoin, pure and natural benzoin extracts. That's what we have here. So this is what is there. So what happens with these kind of cup Sambranis is because they give out a lot of smoke. So if you have somebody who doesn't like that kind of a smoke, or who has some kind of breathing issues, or probably who just generally doesn't like smoke, then you might not want to light this up inside. But this is a very good thing if you have to light this up out in the garden, balcony, terrace, or at the main entrance. I usually use this for my main entrance, and I use this to smudge my house. So I'll just let you know how and what I do. So I'll be telling you about that. So this is what we have. The cold note usually these cup Sambranis are not very different in fragrance from one another, but this one has a hint of sandalwood to it. So the top note has a little bit of sandalwood, which comes across as really nice, because that faint kind of dry sandalwood fragrance, that's what you get here. And this is of course how we get it. Now, as we can see, there's a lot of benzoin inside this, and like every other cup Sambrani, we have it. This is filled with this, and when you light this up, the fragrance that you get is nothing very different from the other cup Sambranis in the market, because usually all of them have the same stuff. And because this is charcoal based, it's not going to be really different from other cup Sambranis in the market. There are cup Sambranis made of the flour powdered, the flour powder ones, the flour cycle ones, and then we have these black ones, and then there are of course cow dung based ones also. So the coal ones, usually what happens is they say that coal is it's not good to light up coal, but what happens with coal is a very clean source of heat. So even if you want to light up the if you have to check out some resins or something, you get those coal discs. So usually, and because like I said, this gives out a lot of smoke, if you have to light this up out somewhere, it's not going to be really bad for you health wise as such. And the fragrance that we have, if you talk of the intensity of the fragrance, if you say the profile was more of a normal benzoin kind of fragrance. So if you have if you light up those benzoin based incense sticks, or those benzoin loose incense, it's that exactly that fragrance is there. And intensity wise, if we say the intensity is somewhere around 5, so it's like mid kind of intensity. It's neither something which is really going to hit you, nor is it something which is like not really going to be noticed. but it's like that kind of a mid kind of an intensity. If we talk of diffusion, the fragrance diffusion is really good. It diffuses to my entire house even till the time I am around, because I usually light this up and I take this around the house and then I go and place it at the main entrance. But even for that duration, you know, so around 2 to 5 minutes it takes hardly for me to move around my house. Even if I have to light this up inside the house, even for that duration, the diffusion is good enough. It diffuses in my entire house. And if we talk of retention, the retention, because I do not place it inside, so I really can't say what the retention is, but the kind of diffusion that it has, retention is for around an hour or so, kind of a retention inside the house. And when I light this up out somewhere, because when I have this, I do it for the 9 days of puja, and it gives a very nice vibe, it gives a very nice feel to that entire main entrance. And even if I do not light up incense, that incense fragrance, that incense fragrance vibe is still around. So what I do with these kind of cups is, usually during, you know, in here in India we have this, every 3 months we have Navratra, and Navratra is like, you know, the 9 days of worship of goddess Durga Ji, and she is the goddess of strength. And every 3 months, when the season changes from one season to another, we have these 9 days of Navratra. This is the time when most of us get into spiritual practices, where, you know, we detox ourselves by fasting and or taking light food during the sadhana. That is the time when we actually strengthen ourselves and prepare our body for the upcoming season. That's the reason we have 4 Durga Pujas at the break of all the seasons, or at the beginning of all the seasons. So like we detox our body and like we go into a spiritual sadhana, I like to smudge my house during those 9 days every 3. So what I usually do is I buy, say, around 2-3 packs, and every morning and evening I light this up and I smudge my house properly. I leave it inside the house for some time, and then when it is half done, I take it out and I place it in the main, on the main entrance of my house. So that's how I use it. And when I have to light this up, once I light this up, I make sure that this, at least half the rim is lit up, it's red, and I place a few camphor pieces and some cloves on it, and also a little bit of ghee. So that's how I light this up. And during the time that it is lit up, I chant Hanuman Chalisa. That's my go-to. And or you can, of course, if you do any Devi Upasana, you can do that, or if you have Shiv Tandav Stotra or Namami Shamishan, any of those things you can recite. I like to do Hanuman Chalisa because it comes very easily to me. So that's what I do, and that's how I smudge my house for the coming season. So if you like to do, I mean, that's a very good practice. In fact, even if you're not using this, you can use any other incense, or you can use any other smudge stick or anything that you use. But smudging the house regularly for those 9 days is a very good practice. It's really going to, it gives a very good vibe to your space, the space that you're inhabiting, and also to your, that overall mental feel that you get. It's really good. So that's how I use this, and to me, I really like this Dhup Sambrani cup fragrance. So I'm going to give it a star rating of 4. So Mangalpuja with a star rating of 4. So that's the episode that we had today. Now the quiz that we had last time was, what is the Latin name of saffron? So the Latin name for saffron is Crocus sativus. And nobody answered the quiz. And so the quiz that we have today is, what is Cinnamomum tamala? So that's the quiz that we have today. I hope you enjoyed this episode and you learned something from it. If you think somebody else can learn something from it too, share it with them. If you liked it, give it a like. This is Dolly Jha here, and I thank you so much for watching this episode. Till we meet again next, take very good care of yourself. Namaste.